Okay. Alright, so I'm back to working on the 8530. Alternator should be here possibly Monday. It's not going to get here today.
No, it's Friday.
It's Friday. So, yeah, you guys are all asking about overhaul shops. Well, I'm pretty sure I said in yesterday's video that the motor rebuild shops, they're pretty much all closed down. There's one guy that I know, and he's not too far from here, and I'm going to take that alternator back off of here and ship it down to him. He's done starters, starters and generators, and I think I had an alternator done by him.
Yeah, you have. It sits up there.
I have a spares for the big trucks because big truck alternators are getting pretty expensive too. So anyways, with that being said, I'm buying a remanufactured one for $630 some odd dollars. I believe that's what it's going to cost. And I'm going to take this one down to the reman guy. It'll fit on all the tractors. The only difference is, and it won't make any difference as far as the charging of the batteries, except this is a big one. It's a 200 amp. So I'll get him to fix it, and I'll have a spare 200 amp that I can put on the 8120, 7810, 7410. I even think the 4960 has that same style. I'm not 100% sure, but I guess I could look on there. The 4450 has a Nippon Denso. These are Bosch. So anyway, with that being said, I'm going to move on to the next thing. Yes, you can have them repaired, but I know that a lot of those shops are done. So what happens with these tractors is that these gaskets go bad. They just go bad, and there's nothing you can really do about them going bad other than to fix them. And that seems to be what I'm doing lately. As I'm waiting for the grass to grow, I'm being a fat, lazy farmer, and I'm fixing my equipment. 8120, I was just going to paint up the underside of the front axle. And then I thought, well, if I just paint the front axle, it's going to look awful awkward. So I decided that I would have Timothy go over all the rusted spots on the tractor and on the casting side of the tractor. The front axle, the lower housing, the engine there was all gone over. And I repainted that tractor. I didn't paint any of these parts, the plastic parts of the hood or anything, because they're all plastic. So I'm not really, I didn't really want to go that far into it because that meant that I had to get decals and all that other stuff, and I just wanted to maintain the look of the tractor. So that's what I did. All the cast iron has been repainted that is visible, and it looks really good. Wouldn't you say so, Tim?
Yeah.
I'd say it looks really good. The paint is soft because I did it yesterday. Today I have it sitting out in the sun where it can bake on, and that'll be good. But back to these gaskets. They go bad, and what happens is dirt actually forces its way in here, and it rusts out the metal springs that are in these gaskets. And you can see I'm picking a bunch of dirt out of it. Now there's a product that I use, and it's really pretty awesome. It's called Amazing Goop. Now I'm not getting paid, or I'm not even being sponsored by Amazing Goop, but this stuff, it's amazing.
It's amazing.
It really is amazing. I mean, it works on so many different applications. You can put two pieces of metal together. You can put two pieces of plastic together. I always felt that, you know, anything that says amazing is not really amazing. It's just a name, but this stuff really is amazing. First time I ever saw Amazing Goop was an RC guy by the name of Dave Herbert. And Dave Herbert, his house burned down, and he probably lost his supply of Amazing Goop. You can check him out. He's Night Flyer. I'm sure that you possibly remember me talking about him. But he turned me on to Amazing Goop, and then Carl comes along, and wouldn't you know it, Carl's an Amazing Goop fan also. So if you've got these gaskets that are really kind of shitty, a little Gorilla Tape, wherever Tim put that, which he's supposed to be doing things other than what he is doing right now, a little Gorilla Tape, you put the Amazing Goop on, only takes about an hour for it to dry up good and solid. It is flexible. That's why it works so well. So clean it out the best you can. You can put it on dirty surfaces. It just goes right through that crap and it sticks. Like this glass here, I will clean the glass and go. So yeah, I got some Gorilla Tape, and you put the goop on, you set the thing back where it belongs, you Gorilla Tape it up into position. I have a really bad spot there, and the back window is really bad. So one of these right or left angle hooks, these are O-ring pickers. You can get these at Napa or even at the Home Depot. I know a nice guy came down from New York State, but I can't remember his name, I swear to God, him and his girlfriend, and they brought me a set similar to these. They were Huskies, and I like them. They work really well. So anyways, I better... Okay, so cleaning that window up, a little bit of Windex. I buy a concentrated form of window cleaner, and I keep it in the shop there so I can mix it at will. So I've got the Gorilla Tape, and I'm tearing strips of it, and then sticking it to the glass. It's kind of funny. I thought that Gorilla Tape would hold that glass a lot better than what it did. I actually had it come unglued or undone in between me gluing it and sticking it fast. I was rather shocked, but it gave it enough time for the glue to get tacky and stick fast, and just the normal stuff. It it's like anything you do. You just got to keep your eye on it and make sure that it sets up properly, and then it's fixed. These gaskets are not cheap. And if you can fix them with a very simple product, like a $6 product, and and get back to the field, and it'll last for another couple of years, then you're good to go. The Amazing Goop has worked for many different applications. I've fixed hay tarps with Amazing Goop and Gorilla Tape. Gorilla Tape is probably better than the Amazing Goop, but what I've done with tarps is actually Amazing Gooped another piece of tarp. And here I'm adjusting the door, and yeah, so that's the end of that, and here's the rest. That's it. We'll let that dry up. It'll take a couple of hours. Usually within an hour it's tacky, and that's the other thing I like about Amazing Goop is that you can fill that whole channel up, go, get sidetracked, come back to it, and then play with it, and it is still pliable. But once it decides to cure, that's it. She's cured. It's kind of a contact adhesive with the gel in it. It's really good stuff. But anyway, so I'm just going to leave this tractor sit here, and a lot of people may say, why even bother with that? Why not just go get a new one? Well, they're expensive. That molding would be over $100 for these two pieces. And if I can take a $9 tube of Amazing Goop, I don't even think it's $9 for a tube of Amazing Goop, maybe $6. A tube of Amazing Goop, and that one was about a quarter of the way gone, and now it's empty, so I can reseal that and it'll be a-okay. Some people may even say, why not just tear that thing off of there? It's not worth anything, That's not true. Dust and dirt gets in these cabs, plugs filters, creates an inefficiency in the AC system, doesn't work right, causes fatigue. You're not going to be able to work as long as you would if everything was working properly. Plus, it's less fuel efficient because the pump is running constantly. If that pump is running constantly, it's drawing power from the engine. Not that I'm going to notice it per se, but I am going to notice it when I'm putting fuel in this tank. So that's pretty much the end of this video, I guess. Yeah, you got to be comfortable in these things. Keep them clean. Keep them working properly, keep them lubricated, and they'll last you a really, really long time. I know I got a comment, and I read it not long ago, because I do read my comments from throughout the day on the video that I put up in the morning, and it said, that tractor better stop costing you money. Well, I did comment back. I said that it's just normal stuff. This tractor's used, so it's got things about it that I need to know. Whether I'm learning about the noise that the transmission makes, or learning that the wrong oil was put into it, possibly quite unlikely. I'll let Timothy get past here. I don't think that they ever changed the engine oil or changed the hydraulic oil in this thing. I know a lot of guys were saying, hey, you got to do a soil or an oil sample, send it away, and it'll tell you if it's any good or not. Yes, it could be a good thing, or it could be a bad thing. The oil came out of there clean and fine. If I saw metal shaving, I would definitely send it out for an analysis, which can be done through John Deere for, I don't know, a fairly cheap amount of money. But it just says at 1,500 hours, change the hydraulic transmission oil, the Hy-Tran. Somebody just said it all comes out of one barrel. Well, John Deere, you're right. You're 100% right. It does. Hy-Tran or hydraulic transmission oil comes out of one barrel. It's what is put into it after that barrel is purchased. So if John Deere requires certain additives, those certain additives get put into that oil. If you're going down to Tractor Supply and buying something that is J20, JD20 or JDAM20 or whatever the hell it is compliant, maybe at some point in time they may have hit that compliance like 30 years ago, and now they just use that same oil. It is not. Do not buy Tractor Supply oil and expect your tractors to last. Okay, in a jam, if you're going to change the oil anyway, I wouldn't even leave it in there, to be honest with you. And if you do, there's actually an additive that John Deere sells. So if you decide, hey, I'm going to get Valvoline that says it's good for John Deere wet clutches and stuff, and I'm going to buy a Valvoline. John Deere does sell the additive that you can put in there to bring it up to snuff or to where it needs to be for your piece of equipment. I have used Valvoline. I used Lucas oil in every one of those oil changes, and whenever I needed to add oil to a tractor, I always put Lucas synthetic oil treatment into it. I'm not doing that with this tractor. I'm just going, actually, I have switched completely back to John Deere oil for the hydraulic transmissions. I have had transmission issues, and the one thing that they're always telling me is, it doesn't matter if it says it's compliant, it is not what it is. And John Deere oil, looking back on it, is probably cheaper than what I was doing before. So Valvoline grade oil may be great for just about everything. I know that Case tractors, Case New Holland tractors, they don't require the additives that John Deere does. Maybe John Deere's a little more sensitive. So I'm back to Hy-Tran or Hy-Gard. I guess it's Hy-Tran. What is that stuff called? It's called, Hy-Gard. Not Hy-Tran, Hy-Gard. Hy-Tran was the old oil. Hy-Gard is the new oil. It's meant for these tractors and everything older than that. So it's good to go. Anyways, thanks for watching. Please comment, rate, and subscribe. If you haven't subscribed, please hit that subscribe button, because you know what I'm after, that silver play button. I'm not begging for it. I'm just asking for you to just go over here and go click, click, click. If you never watch another one of my videos, oh well, I'm sorry you didn't like it. But it's not arrogance. It's just, hey, I'm glad you were here to begin with. Thanks again.